Well, hey, gang, it is Space Coast Eats. I am Jesse. With me is Darleen. And let's got our pretty faces here for all of our live viewers on the Facebook. Because we go Facebook Live when we broadcast behind the scenes of the Space Coast Eats podcast right here at the Space Coast Podcast Studios every Thursday at 5. Whoosh.
Aloha.
That was a lot.
I
Aloha.
know, right?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, terrific.
Yeah?
Terrific. I can't, I just got to make sure my mug is in this. So I get a sliver for those watching. I get a sliver of video. I'm trying to sneak in. I want to make sure I'm centered there. And but for those of you just listening, well, thank you so much for listening. If you ever want to watch all of our antics as we stream live, you can always see them. We leave them recorded for you to watch after the fact. So we don't take them down. They just sit there in eternity for your viewing pleasure. So if you ever want to see what we look like, what the studio looks like, what these amazing drinks, dishes,
Yes.
and more look like, you may want to check out our videos. Because, hey, if you're visiting in the Melbourne area and you really like a show, and just by listening to it, you're like, I need to go to that restaurant. Well, just check back, look at the video footage, and then you'll know who to ask for. Like, I got to go see Frank.
Yeah.
And then you'll know who to look for. It's like, I saw you on a podcast, and then he'll go, oh, you got me, guilty as charged.
I'll probably run away.
And that's how. Or you may just scare him. Darleen, how are you? How have you been?
I'm doing well. So I have to ask you a question. Were you expecting the cold front today?
No.
I walked out of the house today, honestly, around noon,
Yeah.
with a sundress on.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Turned around and had to go change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was running a little late for my lunch appointment.
By a half an hour, I heard. It made
wasn't
the
a half
local
an hour.
news. Yes.
No. Yeah. So I was, a little bit.
So we went to Apocalypse. I'll let everybody in on the inside joke.
Yeah.
We met Apocalypse. She almost stood me up. About a half an hour I waited.
It was like 15. No.
I'm not lying.
But I did have to go in and
This is my
change.
truth. This is my truth.
I literally opened the garage door to walk out, and I went, holy cannelloni.
What is a cannelloni? Isn't that Italian for something?
That is an Italian.
It's pasta.
It
Okay.
is pasta. It's good, too, just saying. Doesn't
Well, Frank, you got to lean in so everybody hears you. So Frank is explaining what
what is
or
it?
cannelloni?
That's lamb usually. Is it lamb?
It's just a rolled thin piece of pasta.
What usually
almost
goes in?
like
what
rolled
usually
up
goes
lasagna.
inside of it,
Cannelloni?
though?
Cheese. As far as
Cheese?
I know. I don't eat a lot of
Cheese.
cannelloni.
Cannelloni.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's more of a
Cannelloni.
northern thing.
Yeah.
So let's introduce our studio guests. For all of
Alrighty.
our live viewers, I'm sure they're just wondering, who are these other handsome dudes sitting by Darleen?
Yeah.
And why don't I know their names yet? For everybody listening, they're just like, I just hear laughter. I just don't hear. I hear more than Darleen and Jesse. Who
Yeah.
are these secret whisper kind of, noise makers in the background? So
Yeah, we have
who do we got?
We have the Villa Palma from the village at the village.
Villa Palma at the village.
I want to make sure I pronounce
Villa Palma
I did that
at the
correctly.
village.
We have Frank,
Yep. Hello.
and then I'm sorry pronouncing your name.
So my name is Hiji.
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Hiji. I still love that name.
It's a great name.
I always
It's an
say
awesome
Hiji
name.
like Fiji. That way
Hiji-
everybody can
That's smart.
That
look
is
in
smart.
real quick.
Yes, that's super helpful. They're here from Villa Palma, and I think we're gonna have some drinks and talk some Italiano food and some things like that. So
Well, and we should just get started because we have a lot to cover.
yeah.
It's for those who haven't checked out Space Coast Eats Season 1 at the very beginning. I think it was like our second or third
Something like that.
episode. And can you already believe it? 42 episodes. So
Yeah.
if you're just discovering us now, go back and listen to our catalog. A lot of good information and conversations with some great people. So this is, I think, our first returning guest.
Okay. Yeah, and this was
So-
before. This is pre-Darleen.
Pre-Darleen, yeah.
Just putting that out there.
SCEPD.
Can't imagine the show.
Space
without
Coast
you.
Eats pre-Darleen.
I can't imagine the show without me either,
No.
right?
Seriously.
SPCPD.
Okay.
Yes.
SCP. Okay.
Space Coast Eats pre-Darleen.
Pre-Darleen. Gotcha.
SEEPD.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how we will refer to those times.
Okay.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 episodes that we got in before you joined.
Before I joined.
And then you joined, and it's been such a pleasure.
And then it's
since.
been woo woo party
all
on.
the time.
Woo, woo, party on. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Party all the time, party. You know that one.
Is that
My girl wants to
party? Yeah.
That was Eddie Murphy's like one hit.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Little,
there you go.
Little music trivia mixed in. Where did that come from?
That was all about me.
That was all about
That's
you.
my jam.
So you are Miss Party all the time. And
Yeah.
so you've been on here a incredible 40. Yeah, I think this will be your 40th episode, or maybe the next one is.
Yeah.
But you're right around there.
Yeah. At the 50th, it's going to be we're going to have a party.
And we should plan it right here.
Yeah.
Because
Can we
guess
come
what?
back
I
for
think
that
I found
one?
a venue.
I was going to say,
I think we have a venue
we can
owner
do it at Villa Palma.
in the studio.
Yeah.
It'd be cool because then we
That
could kick
would
it off
be.
there, and then we go to like some other friends like Dirty Oar and Stumpy's and go see Halim with Village Food Tours and all of our other people there. River Road, Coffee and Popsicle.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a takeover here soon.
Yeah.
And that goes for all of our listeners and viewers tonight. We are going to do a takeover this year. I promise. It was supposed to happen last year. So we got delayed.
I'm laughing because we're literally just brainstorming live on air.
This is what happens.
Because we didn't even talk about this.
This is what happens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So we have the venue.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you brought up the 50th. I know. I had nothing planned for a 50th, so I'm
I'm planning
now.
Anything for a party.
So 50th. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think of that as a reason to celebrate.
Hello.
But now that we're here, I'm so excited.
For sure. And if anyone is
episode,
just popping on and they're online listening to the show, please join in the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, you're always welcome to join us, and of course with questions, comments, praise for our guests, praise for Darleen. All those engagements are always welcome. So let's get into the reason we're here. Not just to enjoy some drinks, but like we were prefacing, Frank has been here, but we talked about something else, Frank.
Yeah, last time we did ocean friendly restaurants, I believe. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to push that right in front of you.
On that.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Or just project, like
I hear you.
Yell at the guys
go past you.
in the parking lot.
Sounds good.
So, we had Surfrider Foundation. Mm-hmm. Surfrider Foundation has a sustainability thing with restaurants, a really cool program. There's a couple criteria that every restaurant has to do, and you were able to do all of them successfully. Like, but not just at level 1, but like all the levels.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Remind all of our listeners and viewers out there, what does it take to become an ocean-friendly restaurant?
No single-use plastics. Everything's recycled. That can be recycled. Let's see. No plastic straws.
Right.
For sure, that kind of includes that. I gotta go over the list. It's been a while.
I know. But you've completed them.
And we have all LED lighting.
Yeah, LED lighting.
Like that, yeah.
I mean, it's comprehensive. That's what I'm getting at.
I've never even heard of this. This is like literally the first time I'm hearing of this.
So you didn't listen to that.
How could you?
That,
no, my bad.
That episode.
Oh no.
No.
That was your only homework.
I know.
I
So
I talked
bad.
about oil for like 5 minutes.
Yikes.
So, and that was a great, intriguing episode. Again, I encourage everybody to do that, and for every restaurant to look into it. So, being ocean friendly, you took that upon yourself. Nobody forced you to. You don't get a whole lot except for some recognition. Like, for instance, you're on a nationwide database. When people are looking for ocean friendly restaurants, you come up, which is really cool. You know, nice little incentive for everybody to participate. But you also get a decal, so people feel good about dining in your establishment because they know that the carbon footprint isn't like following them around the whole rest of the day. You know that most things were sustainably used, sourced, or whatever, and that's huge. You know, because there is a lot of abuse, and you can't blame the restaurants. You know. Their options are only like plasticware, which is plastic in plastic with other plastic. It's like, so, and that's what you do for to go. That's your option. You know, you're not going to give stainless, flatware to people. For dining in on a pasta dish. So, but there's an in between. Okay, there is an in between with the different materials. Now, of course, we've seen soy. Soy's huge. Bamboo straws, stainless steel straws. Like we're seeing a lot of these things. Some of them are decompostable.
I've seen pasta straws.
Yeah. We tried those.
We did that for a little bit.
It's a novelty.
And then in the Keys we had a really interesting straw. I'm trying to remember kind of what it was, but it was actually it worked pretty well.
Well, the beauty of it is when we first started talking, they were really expensive, and now
They're getting affordable.
They're affordable.
Later, there's multiple different kinds of straws.
Right. Supply and demand will make a big difference.
Exactly.
Sure.
That was everybody's complaint. Well, I'm not going to pay 50 cents a straw. I'm like, we'll give it time. When every other restaurant starts buying them, and nobody pays for the plastic ones, everybody wants the bamboo ones.
The bigger corporations will turn around.
Yeah. I mean, people follow consumers, and people forget that. Like, you have a lot of power, and boycotting and showing up and rewarding. You know, when you go back to a place and you're a regular because everything's so good every day, why would you go anywhere else, right?
Yeah, I think
so. There's rewards in doing a good job, and then there's
I think it was bamboo in the keys. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it was bamboo. Yeah.
We're using sugarcane straws right now, and those work incredibly well. They don't melt. They don't break down.
Especially with the sweet drinks, like a mojito or something.
Well, and
which already should have a
fun. That's a fun straw anyway.
I know.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
The pasta ones were actually really cool, but then we ran into somebody who was gluten free, and we were like, "Oh man, think about that."
You didn't think about that.
Drinking on that, so sugarcane's the way to go. We'll give you the secret right now.
Yeah,
I dig it. Sugarcane straws.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great time on that episode talking about how to do it, but we only were able to dive in a little bit. It was a very brief, like, Frank, where are you at? Where are you at? You know, so you're like, Italian place in Cocoa Village, come see us. Yeah. And it was like, okay, well, we got to do better than that next time. So you're getting the full episode today.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, you're rewarding us for it. Like, awesome. Frank has been bribing me for a whole year. I'm kidding. But I see some garnishes. Frank was going to pour the drinks. He says, no, I'm going to bring a rock star mixologist to pour the drink. So why don't we start with that, and then we could kind of sip and chill and relax.
Yeah.
And then we get that out of the way. So you know, we could have you relax. You know, if everybody has a drink,
I was going to say
you can put everything
the best
away.
Way to start, I think.
Yeah. So I'm gonna help you help narrate what's going on.
Okay.
And Darlene, you also help me. You know, what you see, just convey that to the audience.
Okay.
And I'm going to help him get set up over here.
So real quick before I get started, just a little background on our craft cocktail program. We are the sister restaurant to Villa Palma in the Atlantic, which has been around for a long, long time. What, at least since 30 years?
85, 87.
Yeah, since before I was born.
That's funny.
Which is amazing. So we take a lot of pride in kind of carrying on that style, and we actually have a full cocktail program, which is exceptional. Lots of cocktails with an Italian twist. So that's kind of our idea, is to take some classic cocktails, do some, just elevate those with Italian ingredients.
Right.
And also just some completely original creations. Yeah. So
we like to surprise you with attention to detail as much as we can.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And and it all helps, sourcing the right liquor sourcing the right even the citrus, I mean,
absolutely.
people take a special kind of care when it comes to, like, craft cocktails nowadays. Like, some people are making their own ice.
We do that.
Yeah.
Like, the spheres and the big blocks.
The clear ice.
And the clear ice, that's like a thing. Like, well, you have to get all the air out and you have to vacuum in.
It makes a difference.
See him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
He goes through this constantly.
Yeah.
We'll show you. You'll see some.
Okay.
I do have a small obsession with ice. I
cool.
spend at least 2 hours a week just on ice.
Yeah, that is actually a really big deal and makes a very big difference.
So you got a big shaker cup in your hand, a big old stainless shaker like you would see at a bar.
Yep.
What's in it right now?
So 2 halves here. Nothing's in it yet, but I'm going to start with some of our fresh fruit.
Okay.
We always use fresh squeezed fruit for every single drink. Makes a huge difference. You do actually get a little bit of the pulp in there,
right?
Which just adds body to the cocktail.
Of course.
So we are going to be starting with our signature cocktail, which is the Italian margarita.
Ooh.
Yep, everybody loves a good margarita. We have an awesome margarita, and we've elevated that even further. So I'm going to go ahead and start by just squeezing this fresh lime right in my shaker tin.
And I like your technique because I'm not feeling any juice.
Exactly.
I mean, I was one of those bartenders. Sometimes I just do the one hand, like, squeeze, like, over the drink, and just the whole front row of the bar just like, oh, Jesse, like, totally got me.
Yeah,
I was like, really I should probably do a courtesy, like, cup or block or shield with the other hand.
And it's a fresh squeezed margarita. It's not anything.
Already it smells delicious.
Yeah, it does. It
like the whole studio now is like very limey.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, for those of us listening and not watching, I do have glasses on. Sometimes I wear contacts, and that's when I splash myself in alcohol consistently. Because
that's what Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm totally gonna wear no glasses and squeeze a bunch of fruit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So about how many limes would you typically use to make one margarita?
So typically, depending on the limes that you get, some have more juice than others. But typically about one lime per margarita.
Okay.
I've done 2 full limes right now because I'm gonna make basically a half cocktail for each of us.
Perfect.
I don't want to, hurt myself on the way home. So.
Exactly. We're doing a tasting, not a.
So now he just lifted up this bottle, and it looks like it's a homemade bottle, like repurposed. It's got like different tape on it, and
Yep.
What do you got?
So what we have here is basically our Italian margarita. Since we are in the studio, I didn't really want to bring 4 or 5 different bottles with me today. So we put all our pertinent ingredients in this bottle.
Okay. So tell us what that concoction.
So the Italian margarita, like I said, just like a classic margarita, different ingredients.
Right.
We are starting with our tequila, which is the Milagro Reposado.
Okay.
Amazing quality, really great value for the price as well. We are using a little bit of Aperol, which is a awesome Italian aperitif.
Yes.
It's got a very citrus-forward flavor, so that would basically help stand in for your triple sec or your Cointreau, or your orange liqueur. But also adds this beautiful orange hue that you see in the cocktail. Now we're also going to play up on the blood orange, going with our fresh fruit. As you can see, I also do have some fresh cut blood orange right here.
Yeah, guys, if you've never seen a blood orange, it's like a beet.
Yeah.
That's wrapped in an orange skin.
That is like absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And then I also am using agave for our sweetener instead of simple syrup.
Perfect.
So we're not using any sour mix, nothing like that. It's all fresh fruit. We
thank
measure out everything appropriately.
Because that upsets my stomach. Like it's so aggravating. Like, hey, you want a big old margarita? I'm like, sure, but I'm like, I can't finish it because I'm hurting because whatever they use as a sour is not. Like, if they're using sour out of a gun, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just really hard for me to get over that because a margarita, sweet and sour is 2 ingredients, people. Like, squeeze a damn lime, add a little bit of sugar water, and, it's so hard. The triple sec is going to help sweeten it. A little splash of Sprite will help sweeten it. A garnish of, orange slice will help sweeten it. You don't need that overly sweet sour mix, like let's look. I wish that trend would just end. Like, please, any mix out of a bag, like just stop it, people.
What we always say at our bar is just keep it simple.
Yeah,
there's less is more, and you get depth and texture from just simplicity. The more stuff you add, the harder it is to pick out the specifics from it. So keep it simple. Fresh ingredients, quality ingredients, and the last thing that I didn't mention that we have in here is our blood orange Salerno. So that's another Italian liqueur. Once again, fresh blood orange Salerno. That's also standing in for your orange liqueur triple sec. So
wow,
that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and step away and grab some ice. Shake this up real quick.
Perfect.
I love the shaking. That's one of my favorite parts.
Absolutely. And typically in this kind of fashion, I would have like queued up like some good tequila music, some mariachi.
Shake.
But then if it's Italian theme, so it's like, Mambo Italia, like the other soundtrack. That's what I would normally do.
This is it right here.
Yes.
Always got to smile too.
Exactly.
Here, he's out of the camera. Let me see if I can.
Oh, he's there. You got him.
Good.
See, we're not kidding. You guys could hear that ice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Even if you're listening, you're like, I want to see what the studio looks like. I want to see what this drink looks like.
Yeah.
But I think with all the animation and all the noises going on, I think somebody could conjure up a pretty good image if they
looks awesome.
If I have a decent imagination.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, baby. It's like a pink.
And yep, that's like I
it's
said.
It's like a pink lemonade, folks.
Presentation is half the battle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, thanks, Dirty Or. Nice glasses.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we forgotten our buddies down the street. Took care of that.
Yeah, thank you, Dirty Or.
It's a village, Cocoa Village, collaboration here. Yeah. Oh, okay. And now we're starting to see. Oh, what's going? Okay. So he's just rubbed the inner flesh of this blood red orange on the rim. Okay, what's going on? Oh, he's dipping the
Let me see.
glass.
Right. I tried to play that off, but I actually forgot to rim the glasses with our salt. So
we could always revisit that again.
Yes, exactly. It's super easy. I mean, it's all equal parts. Nobody's tasted
and that's
anything,
that's an infused salt?
This is Himalayan pink sea salt.
Oh, okay. So it's just pink because it's the Himalayan stuff.
Yes. It we chose this because it goes really well with the color.
Yes.
Of what we've got.
Perfect.
And we actually just used some of that fresh blood orange to just line the side of the glass. Dip it in there real quick.
These actually got me drinking again.
And I like it when...
Oh, they're so good.
We visited there. I was talking about this prior to the show. We visited there with some friends from Orlando at Christmas. We all got cocktails and had an amazing dinner. But each drink was really pretty. And I like it when you kind of do half the glass. It's...
Exactly.
Anybody can just take it and go... just do the whole glass, the rim, and be done. But when you do like half the glass like that and you make it decorative... And to even make cocktails beautiful is an extra effort.
Yes.
And we noticed that each of our cocktails was very
right.
You want to call it Instagrammable?
Nice.
Yeah. And I know that I shared some photos today that 321 Drink Local, so I always want to give her photo credit. She loves your drink. She actually talked about you guys on the very first. Well, it was not my first podcast, but it was one of the first podcasts that we did.
Oh,
she
awesome.
really talked a lot about you guys. She's a very big fan of yours. So
I appreciate it. We'll be in touch.
Yes. But with that being said, it's because you have great drinks.
I appreciate it.
So,
well, thanks to this guy. This guy's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I gotta say, I've been very lucky enough to study under some really amazing local bartenders. Mm-hmm. John Stute from Crush 11, Gregory Scutt from Tropics, and Benjamin Jewell have all really, really helped me hone this craft and, kind of helped me build up the passion for it. So
yeah.
That and me meeting it halfway with just studying a lot and working out and trying some cool new stuff. So.
Yeah. And it is a craft. It's not something that I think you have to have a passion for it, and you have to have a knowledge on what goes well with what versus, really anything else.
Sure.
Well, mixology is an art.
Exactly.
And a science.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of these cocktails or spirits, they've been around for a long time, and some of these things, how they're distilled and everything else. I mean, just in the making and the creation of them, how just a simple vodka is made or a gin,
Right.
I mean, gin has 11 or something different herbs and spices, or is that KFC? But if you
think that is KFC.
But if you look at the bottle of like a Bombay Sapphire,
right.
and you see like, the vanilla is from Madagascar, like, everything is like sourced, and you could just read like, all these different ingredients. I'm like, well, that takes a lot of effort.
Right.
For what's in this bottle. Now, granted, it could have just been marketing. But there is like star anise, there is like vanilla, there are these things in these spirits, and so it's like, so what's that balance of adding, enough vanilla but not too much, enough anise, enough juniper, enough of ththese spices and stuff, and then you get into like, well, now that we have a spirit that's already been infused, let's add something else. Let's infuse it with more. You may have like, for instance, I'm looking at on the table different bitters and other things, right?
Okay, so we have to talk about what he's bringing out right now.
Yes, please do. Play by play.
All right, yes. So we definitely wanted to wait on this real quick.
Yes, bourbon.
Before I did this, I just squeezed the blood orange and incorporated that into the cocktail, so you get this nice red hue. It adds a little bit more depth to it. And we are very serious about our ice. So we've got clear ice cubes, clear ice spheres. We hand cut them sometimes. Anything we can do to come out with something distinctive and to add that extra little bit of detail, we love to do. So let me see, am I holding that up right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right, awesome. It's melting fast. And beyond that, we also have a really cool ice press. So if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
That is absolutely incredible. I
right?
love
That's dope, right?
Yeah.
So it says Villa Palma. It's a piece of brass.
Yeah.
Yes, piece of brass, and it just, as soon as you add a little bit of pressure, it melts right in there.
It's like a little stamp for ice.
And it's stamped. Is that specific
fresh branding there?
Is that
perfect?
Specifically?
Wow, that's cool.
For ice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Shut the front door.
You want to do it to broccoli?
No, but I mean, it's a stamp that's created for ice. I've never
Right.
seen such a thing.
Oh, it's just
Ice
the same
stamp.
thing if you're stamping into ink. It's just copper. It's the metal that.
Oh, it's copper. It looks like brass.
Copper.
Oh, excuse me.
It's brass.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brass. Oh.
But it reacts with the ice, so as soon as you press it in
That's why,
there,
because it's.
you
I
don't even
got
need to
it.
melt
It's a
or
conduit. It's a conduit for the ambient air.
Yeah.
And from the heat in your palm.
Yep.
So it just is one big
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a searing iron. You know, you wouldn't like be able to brand an animal with it, but
Yeah.
you can brand some ice.
So we make these clear ice balls at home with a contraption in our freezer. Do you know what I'm
it
talking
black?
about?
Yes.
Yep. We got one of those too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have those at home.
It's amazing. It comes out clear, but it's a pain, isn't it?
It's a pain in the butt, and it takes a
Sorry.
lot of room up in the freezer.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of extra work, but
Yeah.
We have a
feel like
walk-in
it's
we
worth
get.
it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're coming through to get a cocktail, you're going to be sitting with it for at least 30 minutes. You're going to look at it and taste it and think about it and really dwell on those little details. So that is.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yep, it's about that time.
Oh, baby. Oh.
Thank you.
Smells delicious.
It does. It smells really fresh. Is there any steps while Jesse and I started chitty-chatting away, was there any steps that we missed during our chatting?
Just the garnishing, I think I tried to cover as much as possible. We do have a fresh cut blood orange wheel just put in there. These glasses are a little tall,
Yes.
so it doesn't
That's
settle
okay.
in there the way it typically looks. But
I apologize. I drank before my turn.
oh,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers.
Yay.
I'm super excited.
That's damn good.
Yep, that's the one.
Sure, you're following me
It's
to
really, really good.
my house with the rest of that ingredients.
Absolutely.
Then we're gonna have some-
So we got plenty more left. So
Oh man, that was delicious. Wow, guys.
I've just decided I like the Italian margarita significantly better than a regular margarita.
yes,
me too. Yeah.
we get that
Yeah.
a lot for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
we'll
do that
definitely
any
come
day of
back
the week
for it.
over a regular margarita.
Yeah, so that is outstanding. And we're not saying this because you guys are in front of us, but I'm a margarita guy. Like when I sit down and relax, I don't want a frozen pina colada. I don't want a bourbon on the rocks or straight up and neat like I enjoy at home. I want a good margarita. Something I could damn well bury my face in some tacos with and just wash it down with some chips and salsa. And just and the bigger the better, the saltier, the icier, the whole thing, right?
In a fish bowl? You want it in a fish
In
bowl
a fish
too,
bowl,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
With the 3-foot party straw.
Yeah.
I just love margarita, and this is really good.
Yeah.
This is
Nice.
well, I mean, there's so many
It's-
interpretations. I mean, I like the jalapeno. They have this, those
Of course,
kinds.
spicy.
They have
Yeah.
different variations of even these. But yeah, this is just so well rounded. I mean, it really you taste the care.
Yeah.
mean,
This is
there's
really, really
Lots
smooth.
of thought. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this. This just literally could go. This
And they're
goes down
dangerous.
like.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
You'd be
I can
surprised.
see that.
Two will catch you off guard.
Oh, one would catch Darlene off guard. Doesn't take much.
It's like a really sweet lemonade. But with
Kind
that,
of.
but I just lick my lips. I take that back. It's like a salty lemonade.
Okay. Well, you drink out of one side of the glass.
Well, one of my other cocktails that I go to, and only if they have a good citrus press.
Yeah.
And by the way, invest in a good citrus press. Don't get a crappy, lousy one.
Yeah.
You'll regret it.
Absolutely.
Get a good citrus press and press the heck out of some local citrus. Jonathan's, Cocoa Beach. I can't tell you like how many other places I could just go ask like, do you have a Greyhound? Greyhound, or do you make a good Greyhound? Greyhound. I'm like, okay, you're not the bartender for me.
I've never heard of a Greyhound.
Most people don't. I don't know
Okay.
why. It's a vodka grapefruit.
Oh.
So I always.
Why don't you just think vodka grapefruit?
Because Greyhound.
It's too easy.
I mean, what about T&T? It's a known drink.
No.
Bloody Mary. You don't go, give me a vodka tomato juice. Like
That's true, but there's other
I'm not going to give you
stuff.
the ingredients of every drink. Like there's so many others. Like as a bartender, like how simple. Like, can I get rum and Coke? I got to put rum and Coke together? Okay. Like, I mean, some of them are self-explanatory. But yeah, because there's a reason why it's called that, you know? I mean, could have been a captain of a ship called Greyhound in World War II. I watched that movie with Tom Hanks. Could have been a sailor who just made this up. It's a homage. I don't know. I like how drinks have, you know, like
a little
panty dropper. Like who thinks of these things?
Yeah.
You know, there's like so many fun drinks. You know, what's the other one? Irish Car Bomb. Like that's not like PC at all, but I love it.
We thought of doing an Italian car bomb, but we
do it.
We have too much about hype. Like
what?
We're the older crowd, I guess. And
That's funny.
If they can't laugh,
Italian car bombs might not
you got to be able to laugh at it.
Oh yeah.
Or how about that? How about the horse in a bed, horse head in a bed?
I haven't heard of that one.
It's from the Godfather movie, horse head in the bed. But you would make it. I mean, that would be a fun.
It would be a themed drink.
Horse head in a bed, yes.
And I think that's one thing that's really fun when you go get cocktails is getting the specialty cocktail menu. And I know probably some bartenders hate that because it's drinks they have to create, but
we enjoy it. It's
guests
fun.
love it.
Yeah.
They want to see a craft cocktail menu and then look at it and go, wow, look at these really cool ingredients. Let me try that. I think people really, I know I love that. And I think probably girls, I would say more on the girl end, really love to try new and fun drinks that are created by bartenders. And I think that's, or mixologists, I think that's probably called mixologists. But I think maybe that is fun for you to create drinks. I would think that would be something that on the creative spectrum you would enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all our bartenders, our entire staff, bartenders and front of house staff, servers and all that are incredibly passionate about what we're doing there because we know it's great. We know it's quality. That, kind of enthuses us to create something cool. And we've got an extensive menu. I mean, we've got at least 14, 15 cocktails custom made on the menu. And every once in a while, somebody just comes into the bar and says, hey, make me something. I like whiskey. I like gin. I like rum. And, we'll dig into our little archives and we'll make something happen for you. So we love doing that. I love doing that. Usually when I have time, that's great. Sometimes when I don't have time, we'll still make it happen. But,
That is tough because, with the dining room rush, I'm not sure how your bar works, but typically there's like a service well where you have to like make all the dining rooms drinks too. And that's kind of tough. At 7:30, you're in the weeds. You don't even look up till like 8:30, just that printer just keeps on putting out tickets and you have to neglect all of your bar folks. You're like, thumbs up, okay. And then you keep your head down and, especially like 2 for 1s. I worked at Joe's Crab Shack behind the bar.
Yeah.
2 for flipping 1. I made double the drinks.
Yeah.
What was I asking for?
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, it's like 2 hours of like 2 for 1 margaritas. I
those are probably
I tried to
mixes.
sell them. We had the mixer, the frozen mixer. So I'm like, I would try to sell them. I'm like, if I'm in the weeds, I'm like, would you like to try the Joe daiquiri? Yeah. And I would try my best to like avoid doing 2 for 1s. But tell you what, I got like biceps of steel like from shaking so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, going back to having those specialty drinks and having that menu, that signature menu as they call it, is huge because that is a draw. Anybody can make a Tanqueray and tonic. Anybody can make a rum and Coke. Anybody could do even a Greyhound if they know what it is. But not a whole lot of people can put together your own infused bitters. People are really pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
I thought bourbon, when it was kind of going through a renaissance, all of the different, all these people were doing all kinds of things, marinating the garnishes. You got moonshine cherries now for your Manhattan. Like, what the heck? The bitters were made in house. I'm like, you made in house. So every single bourbon drink was different.
We feel like that's what we do.
All the signature drinks all had their own special bitters. None of them used the same damn bitters.
Yeah.
So it was like really hard to choose.
That's cool.
Because, every single one was planned and executed and tested and tried over and over again, and they're all different.
Yeah.
All different. It's like you can't just try a Manhattan and be like, oh, well, I know what the bitters taste like in this house.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
there's like 5 varieties.
Yeah.
And it goes with the garnishes. Everything was different.
Yeah.
Even the ice types. Yeah.
And to speak to that as well, we are really, really excited about using exotic ingredients. So typical, fruit that you can't get or you don't see too much of. So we've got something planned with lychee. Fresh lychee, which is a awesome little fruit, which just tropical, sweet, but also very clean, very fresh.
Yeah, I mean, they used to use a lot of. Well, when I was in Costa Rica, lychee is something that they used a lot of.
Absolutely,
and tamarind.
Yes, tamarind's amazing.
Yeah,
but you run into a lot of folks who are not familiar with that, or just even they're just not expecting that from an Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
which is why I think Frank was saying earlier we might be one of the few Italian craft cocktail bars in the United States. I mean, we tried to Google it and see what's going on, but
can I offer something? If you did like your own Aperol or some other like or your your own anisette, like a sambuca or something,
right?
Because I find like when a lot of these craft bars, what they're doing is just making their own vodka. They're making their own gin. They're infusing it, with, and they're making it their own, right? And so I think if you were to do that and put a craft, aperitif on the menu, I'd be like, you guys make your own aperitif, I think it would be like huge, and then that would really put you, now you just didn't, create the name.
Right.
Now you own the brand. Like we are the Italian. Like we make our own aperitif, digestif. Like like that's who we are. What's up? We use Italian coffee in our espresso martinis.
Absolutely.
We do it all, man. And I think that's where it really gets to. If somebody's tasting like a freshly roasted espresso martini, like we just roasted the beans early this morning and we just poured your martini tonight. Like, I think that'd be cool. Anyway, take it or leave it.
Yeah, there you go.
Did
you want to go to break?
Did we go to break?
And then we can maybe talk a little food.
We go to break.
I think you might even have one more cocktail for you.
Or we can do that.
I think that's well, I saw you fidget. I think like we should probably go to break. I'm like,
yeah, no, I didn't know if you still wanted to go to break.
I was getting some nonverbals from Darleen. No, I am in no position to go to break. So why don't you talk about what we're going to expect on the other side, and I'll prep our outro.
Okay. So did you guys want to make another cocktail, or you want to talk a little bit about something different?
Yeah, I mean, we brought one more, and
let's do it then.
Do a real quick rundown and let Frank talk about the food, because that's definitely the other. That's definitely the other bridge to.
Yeah, and we don't have to get real deep into the food. I did want to just mention, our experience was incredible service. The food was absolutely delicious when we visited. Very authentic, great expanded menu for anyone that really wants an authentic taste of Italian. So I did just really want to mention that if it's not just craft cocktails, but you can have an incredible meal with your craft cocktail. Yeah. So it's just something to really consider. And I did want to ask you, so how long have you been in that location over?
We've been there since May of 18.
Okay, because that was formerly the Crush 11 location.
Crush.
Okay, because when we had gone over there, we made reservations because we'd heard it was really good, and we wanted a really nice place to meet our friends coming over from Orlando, and we didn't know where you were located, and we were like, this is a former, because we'd been there when it was Crush, so you've been over there since 2018. Okay, so not terribly long, but just long enough to really start digging your roots in. And that's great to have the beach location and then start doing some of those more
it's fun being a little
tropical flares. So you kind of get the best of both worlds over there. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah, we love the neighborhood. It's great being down there.
Yeah. So you've got a great support group over there with the village as well. So
yeah, definitely.
That's really great.
Well, perfect. On the other side of this, we'll come back with Darlene's segment.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're listening to Space Coast Podcast, home of the greatest podcasts on the Space Coast. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or having your own show, Email us at spacecoastpodcast@hotmail.com.
Space Coast Podcast.
Talk hard!
Introducing this week's Eats with Darleen from eatdrinkplaybrevard.com. Take it away, Darleen.
Yeah, this is my little segment.
Yes.
The week before actually, because I missed last week, but I talked about heading to the Keys over this past weekend. Oh my gosh, this drink actually is kind of getting to me. Whoosh. I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded. We went with some amazing friends, which one is actually on the podcast, so I have to say that. Not really. She isn't actually one of our very amazing friends. So I want to talk a little bit about, and clearly this is off the Space Coast, but I think it's important to get away and kind of clear your head, especially in the last year. A lot of people didn't take vacations. They didn't get away. They've been trapped inside their homes, or they've been really kind of not doing what I think you need to do in order to like feel normal sometimes. Yeah. So we hadn't really done very much either. And we left Friday, came back Sunday. So it was
very quick,
snippety snap. But we stayed at an amazing resort called Hawks Cay. Yeah.
Hawks Cay, yeah.
Awesome. If you ever want to find a place to stay, you don't even have to leave. It's on Ducks Cay. Ducks Key?
Ducks Key?
Ducks Key. No, that's not right.
It's been a minute since I've been down there.
I think it's Ducks Key. Yeah.
Well, if it's not Hawks Key.
No. Yeah. No, it's the only thing that's on the key, though. It's like a tiny little key. It's like the only thing in. But we always stop at a few little places on the way down. That's part of the whole fun of it, right? Is stopping at all the little places. But we stopped. One of our favorite places we stopped at was Snook's Bayside, and it was our first time stopping there. They had stone crabs. They had incredible drinks. I got and they were super reasonably priced. They were on the water. It was really, I was trying to get that shot and somebody ate one.
I saw that. So,
before.
For those.
Duck Key. It's Duck Key.
It is Duck Key.
It is Duck Key, yes.
For those looking at the photos here on our live broadcast, you see somebody helping themselves to a nice big chunk of some stone crab claw.
Some delish, yes.
For those that don't know, it is a local delicacy. It's seasonal. Mm-hmm. So there are restaurants that literally open for like the 3 weeks or whatever it's available. 3 months, I think. I forget. Maybe it's changed.
Yeah.
But it's the most like tender
crab. So delicious.
Yeah.
Now I will say, and I've mentioned this before, Dijon's Village Market, you can get them there and they're very, very good as well.
Okay.
Which is local, so you don't have to go all the way down to the Keys.
Thank you.
And then another thing that we got while we were there, my girlfriend got, was a key lime margarita.
It looks like a key lime pie martini.
Martini, sorry, yes. With a graham cracker crust.
Yes.
And delicious.
I used to pour those all the time.
Super delicious. Good. And how fabulous is that? You're going down to the Keys?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a nice drink.
Oh, it's a dessert.
It looks beautiful.
It is so good.
So rich.
So one thing they did have is they had a coconut drink. Well, I thought it was going to be, you know how they carve it out of the top of the coconut and then fill it with no, it's literally a hole in the coconut and then the actual coconut juice, and they put just some alcohol in it. And it was super refreshing, not really sweet, really, really good, with just a little fun umbrella. I love fun umbrellas. You're on vacation, you want to have an umbrella, right?
Absolutely.
So I had that as
there it is.
Yes. And it was served in a little what you would serve like ice cream in, I guess, little paper cup thing.
It's a styrofoam
yeah,
ice cream cup.
Because it doesn't stand up on its own. But so refreshing, so good, so fun. But that is Snook Bayside. So I really wanted to kind of mention those few things.
That's a cool pick.
Yeah. And that's not too far down on I want to say that's Isla Morada. That might be Isla Morada. So
Isla Morada's a cool island.
Yeah,
most people go that far, and you don't have to go like any further down the Keys.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few places to stop actually.
Yeah.
On Isla Morada, you could stop there, and then you'd need an Uber to get anywhere else. Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson of Dolphins and Dallas Cowboys fame has a place down there. And they also have something called Isla Morada Fish Company.
Yes.
And now they're like in all the Bass Pro Shops like all around, and
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
We got a recommendation for that as well.
I am so glad you went to the Keys. I missed it dearly. I feel like I was left out, even though I was never invited. And it's not like you could have left me out because I was never supposed to go.
Yeah.
But in my heart of hearts, I really wish I would have been able to go.
Yeah, you could have been the seventh wheel.
I could. I have no problem. If we have to pick up a hitchhiker on the way down so it's evened out, we will do that.
So I'm super staying corrected. I'm so glad Jane's on here. Key Largo is where Snooks is at.
Key Largo. There's been songs written about that.
She lived in the Keys, so she knows where everything is at.
Oh, very cool. Thank you, Jane.
She could actually be your tour guide if anyone's looking. So
all the time.
She might take you up on that.
Well, maybe we need to have her in the studio and she give us the 101 on every mile marker.
She might be able to do that. I bet she could.
From Key Largo and South Tamiami Trail all the way down to. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You have one that goes all the way down, but you could take the Turnpike, 41. All these other roads lead to US 1, and then US 1's the only road all the way down.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's been in the Keys, after you get into Key Largo, it's all about the mile markers. No one really knows all these keys. I mean, there's a key every within sometimes you go just in a mile, you go over 3 keys. So it's really hard to know which. Unless you're a local. Yeah. So most everybody just says the mile marker. It's so much easier to get around and navigate. Because, again, there's only one way in and one way out.
Exactly.
So the mile marker says
the hurricane evacuation route plan.
Yeah.
So I did want to also mention, and then we're going to make another drink.
Yes.
Guess what I'm doing this weekend? Guess who is coming to our house Saturday night?
Ooh. Am I supposed to know this?
You're supposed to guess.
I don't know.
Tom Brady?
LL Cool J.
Oh, my Lord.
Two good guesses.
The Supper Club.
No. I'm so upset.
Yes. We have a couple birthdays, so we're doing a little celebration.
My birthday's in September. One of these times you're going to have to include me.
I know. My birthday's in September.
Then there it is.
Remember? Yeah, we have
Supper Club in September.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm super excited. And I have an idea of one thing that they're going to make. And it's going to be awesome.
What?
But I can't tell you because it's for birthday people and one birthday person.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. I'm the only one that knows.
Gosh, for my birthday, I just want what I want. If I tell you I'm steak and lobster, and you surprise me with enchiladas.
Well, these boys know better.
No.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Complete departure.
Yeah.
Complete departure.
They're spectacular, right? Yeah. Have you done any? I guess you're familiar.
I wish I had, but I follow them on Instagram, and I'm always okay, one of these days.
It's a real deal, yeah.
You're coming to my house.
It is an incredible experience. This will be our third time, not going to lie.
Nice. Oh, really?
Yes, it is an incredible experience. It's totally worth it. It is, if date night with your wife.
Absolutely.
You got to do it. You will impress her.
Just the two of us.
Yes.
My little 2-year-old.
Put your 2-year-old to bed or get a babysitter.
True.
Yeah, you got to do it. But that's it. So what are we going to make now?
So real quick, I am going to make our second cocktail,
okay.
Which is one of our absolute favorites. If you want.
No, finish that drink, girl.
I was going to say, I know.
Well, here,
I know you're feeling it because it, like you said, it sneaks up on you.
Pour it in mine.
There we go. So for our second one is one of our absolute favorites of the staff. It's called the Bee's Sneeze. Which is clearly a play off of the Bee's Knees.
Sneeze.
For that one, I actually have to give credit to Frank because he consistently comes up with just these crazy ideas, and I'm like, okay, Frank, we'll try and work around that.
I throw dumb things at him all the time.
But it works.
Me.
So actually, our ice stamp was his idea. I was doing the clear ice, and he was like, "Oh, we should get an ice stamp," and I was like, "That's gonna slow us down big time," but it doesn't, and it actually works. So this was also his idea. He said, "Hey, we should make a drink with bee pollen," and I was like, "Okay, we'll figure that out somehow." So out of that, we looked at some classic cocktails using honey, the Bee's Knees, which is typically gin, lemon, and honey. We kind of put a little spin on that, so we're using tequila as well as mezcal.
I love mezcal.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
This is a drink that I actually had.
Is it?
I remember this now.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
The Bee Sneeze?
Yes, because it had the mezcal.
I'll have her portion, guys.
Yes.
You got it. Yeah, no, mezcal is spectacular.
Only partly kidding.
Never forget the first time I tried mezcal. I thought I was reminded me of like siphoning gasoline, which I'd done once upon a time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but it's much more enjoyable than that.
Yeah, I think everybody's mezcal experience is a wrong one. It's that oh crap, gotta grab a souvenir out of the airplane terminal of some whatever cheap diesel, whatever they have bottled up for you. Mm-hmm. But it's cute because it's got the worm, and the kids will love that.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how many tequila lollipops with the worms in them I got from people. Like, I mean, I swear they all were at the same kiosk out the terminal in Mexico, and I get like this worm on a stick. I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, mezcal again for most people, they're not getting a good mezcal.
Yeah,
they're getting the cheapest stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. By people who don't care, and it's usually not a novelty. And yeah, it's horrible tasting. The smokiness and everything else is overwhelming. I mean, there's nothing good about it. It's just painful. But you do it because it's a gimmick. It's a novelty.
Right.
Like, gotta drink the tequila. Whoever drinks the worm gets moose drunk.
I have never actually done that.
So supposedly the tequila drinks are the worm in the tequila eats all of the impurities or something, and that's why you're not supposed to eat the worm rather. But when people do, that's why, because all those toxins, all that good stuff that really gets you messed up. That's where it is. It's in that worm.
That's just disgusting.
Yeah, I think I've been told that the worm is more like for theatrics. So
right, exactly, to sell a bottle. I mean, yeah. All right, so tell us more.
So mezcal, the good stuff. We are definitely balancing that out with a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon, which I've already done, and we're actually making a house-made spicy habanero honey.
Oh.
So we're smoking habaneros, infusing that into honey for a couple of days, a couple other secret ingredients. It comes out beautifully, nice intense heat, but also very smooth.
I'm so excited.
And then to kind of enhance that a little bit, we've got the Hella Bitters, smoked chili bitters, really playing up on that smoke.
And you
he credits me. I just mentioned bee pollen.
Right. And you can you find this like on a shelf somewhere?
These are a little bit more rare, but yes, you should be able to find them. Sometimes Total Wine's pretty much the best place to go around here. So they're not super rare, but typically you'll always find your orange bitters.
So
Angostura.
I'm just gonna open this up.
How many kind of bitters do we have, PG?
Wow, that is smoky.
A lot.
So again, folks, this is called Hella Bitters, smoked chili, and smells divine.
Yep. And then
like I could put this on a chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just, I mean, seriously, it's like delicious. Like I would marinate with this. Oh my god.
Which really complements the mezcal because it's got that same smoky kind of.
I mean, it's almost like dark, like a like a soy sauce. I mean, it's like really, really dark. I mean, maybe not a soy sauce dark, but it's pretty dark. I mean, it stains the inside of the bottle. It kind of like coats you see that like thin film. Just kind of like just coats the bottle a little darker. So it's got some consistency. I mean, and then we have a large Cobalt eyedropper bottle. An eyedropper is the longest eyedropper I've ever seen, but.
What's it smell like?
It's called Bittermans. This is the Hellfire Habanero shrub.
Spicy?
Yes.
Yeah, Bittermans is awesome bitters company.
I mean,
as well.
I'm just going to try this just on a fingertip for those folks.
Yeah, please go for it.
Because I love ooh, wow.
Do you need some water?
It's spicy.
It's spicy.
It's supposed to be diluted.
Why would you do that?
I was expecting habanero flavor. But there's some Scovilles hidden there.
Yeah.
Is this your water?
No. I'm a hot fanatic.
Okay.
You can't scare me. I got bottles of habanero powder that I put on my pizza.
Okay.
Yeah. Concentrated powder.
That'll burn your taste buds off one day.
Say what?
You'll have no taste buds one day. You won't be able to taste anything.
Taste buds not my worry. It's my stomach lining because of all the hot stuff. I've been sending it down there for over the years.
And since we're going spicy, we want to kind of balance that out, mellow it out a little bit. So we're actually using some fresh egg white.
Egg white.
So I just cracked 2 eggs in here.
Fascinated.
With gloves on. Took my gloves off. We always are very cognizant about our cleanliness. Sure. And then we're going to do what's called a dry shake.
Dry shake.
So you shake it once with no ice. That is to emulsify the egg.
Okay.
And then we'll shake it again with ice to chill it. So.
And what does emulsify mean for those who don't know these technical?
Yep. Emulsify just means to basically like break it up and incorporate it into the rest of the ingredients. It also expands and incorporates air, so it basically like froths it up. So it should be really nice and smooth and frothy.
There's a rum drink that they use. I mean, egg whites has been used as a recipe in a few different ones. And it's more of like an oldie kind of, technique for froth. But you're talking about, they were making these recipes when they didn't have like anything else to froth, make it look like creamy or frothy. Maybe fresh dairy wasn't available. So a quick like egg yolk, and we all seen what meringue looks like, right? When you whip an egg,
right?
Like a lot, it becomes like a whipped. I mean, it's like it's a whipped, kind of texture. And all the mousses, everything else has, started with like a broken egg that was whipped heavily, and now they add into these cocktails, and it just offers like the most amazing texture. Because now it's smooth, it's creamy, but without the dairy.
Right.
So good. It's such a good idea.
So good.
John Watling's. Every time we cruise to Nassau, there's you go to a cigar factory there, Grey Cliff. It's a beautiful resort. They have a restaurant. They have the cigar factory. They have a couple other things. But we also go to John Watling's. So cool. It's a beautiful, rum distillery and factory there. Small batch stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Not a whole lot.
That sounds like fun.
But they got roosters and everything else. Well, they also have a tasting room, and one of their signature rum drinks has the egg. I think it's a John Watling's, if I'm not mistaken. Like some, and so good.
He's shaking.
Again, I know, it's like a double shake.
Yeah, these ones you gotta shake.
So
you get your workout, huh?
So it was a dry one just for the egg, and now this is the wet one with the ice.
Gotcha.
So we're doing twice as shaking over here.
Yeah.
Twice as shaking. Shaky.
So if you're mad at him, order a bunch of these.
Yeah, right.
I was just gonna say this is so much work for a cocktail.
Not
right?
the $10, like 10-minute $10 drink.
So to me, this is where you want to say to people that are like listening when you complain, "Where's my cocktail? Where's my cocktail?"
He's taking his time because he's doing his best job as he can.
Exactly. If it's a good craft cocktail, it's going to take a little bit of time.
That's true.
And that's why you have to appreciate the quality of a good fresh cocktail.
And typically, craft cocktails are going to be adjacent to a fine dining restaurant. You're not going to walk into a craft cocktail bar, typically, all right? Unless you're like in Manhattan or San Francisco or somewhere.
Right.
But most here in town on the Space Coast, they're going to be attached to a fine dining place because you're not going to be pouring these signature cocktails for the rowdy crowd watching, the DJ downtown or something.
Right. They're going to be drinking beer.
We're not trying to push you in and out of the business. We want you to come in and enjoy. Enjoy the piano player.
Exactly.
So
you have live piano.
Yeah.
Exactly. We haven't even talked about that you have a piano player in the bar area, which is really nice.
How many days of the week?
On the weekends he plays.
Just on the weekends. Yep. Okay, so it's a weekend piano bar, folks. Man, what don't you guys have?
And stuff. Well, COVID put a little damper on some things.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're just trying to get back into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, certainly. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're handed a beautifully frothed drink. This is so frothy. This is like
frothy.
Never mind the rim.
Look at.
I know we'll drink out of the margarita rim.
Just look at this.
Take it too soon. Oh,
look!
I mean, too soon.
A little bit, no worries.
This drink like sticks to the glass. I love it.
Oh, did we have a little
yes.
garnish?
Our final is finally the bee pollen, which was the entire inspiration for this drink.
Oh.
So we typically just do a little line across. It looks spectacular in our glasses that we usually do this in.
Now you serve this up?
Yes. Up,
gotcha.
no ice.
That makes sense. Okay.
And the bee pollen is also smoked.
So that is amazing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we throw this in the smoker.
Gosh, you guys
for
did
a
it
couple
all.
hours.
You guys put it all together for this theme drink.
So I think sometimes when you listen to these podcasts and you listen to how much work goes in on even the back end of creating the ingredients that goes into some of these cocktails, you really don't appreciate we're smoking the bee pollen. We're doing all these things where, some of these things take days to, get to the point where you can use them in a cocktail. You're smoking something for multiple days in order for it to be. I mean, you really don't appreciate the work that goes in on the back end to create really good quality and cocktails,
and not for
full of flavor.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not for anything, but the smoke is a commitment.
Yeah.
Like, nobody puts in a rib roast or a pork butt into a smoker without going, okay, well, I'll be back in about 8 hours. Like like that. I mean, that's what it calls for. So, I mean, and that's with smoking in general. It's even that's a laborious process. You know, you got to get the good wood. Well, what do I use?
Yeah.
Apple, mesquite, hickory, oak. I mean, there's so many varieties. And then, of course, then you have the ingredient that you're actually smoking, and then for how long, how much of a saturation, how much of a ring, and all these thoughts. Then you finally get to incorporate that into a drink. So, I mean, even like the pre-thought, like that's what I really, really enjoy, because I know the work that comes out of it, is what it takes to make that drink happen. And if it takes like more than like 15 minutes or even a half an hour to prep that drink, well, that's pretty special. Yeah. If it's like a day of smoking plus, this and that, I mean, now you're talking, okay, this drink took two days to make.
Right.
Like, holy crap. I mean, it's not like something simple. This is well thought out, well planned, and the execution looks just fantabulous. So
yes, let's cheers.
Quit the talking. Let's get the drinking.
Cheers. Oh, this is really cool. Whoopsie, sorry.
Smoked bee pollen, folks. This is a first for me. Well, as well as the Hellfire bitters. That looks amazing.
This is delicious. And this is definitely the drink I had.
Spicy, smoky.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
This is a bee's knees.
It's a little different.
Bee's knees.
But it's all right.
Bee's sneeze.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Folks, I don't know where you're going tonight, but where you better go tomorrow night.
And tomorrow's Friday.
That's right.
You don't have to get up early, so you can enjoy a couple cocktails.
You still take reservations?
Yeah.
And get nice and close and tell everybody how they can make a reservation with you.
Yeah, just call 321-301-4222, and I'll leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's ASAP.
Yeah.
This is so good.
And to also, add our other arm of the bar is we are definitely a heavily wine-oriented restaurant. We make a lot of work to pick out some amazing stuff, both old world, new world, Italian, California, Argentina, Spain. It's really well-rounded, more so than a lot of Italian restaurants in the area.
Nice.
I would say. And that just to segue into the food, which is incredible. I would say the best thing about our food is it's ridiculously consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks.
Every time I go there, the food's as good as it was the last time, if not better. Which for even high-end restaurants is hard to say.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And when there's an ossobuco on the menu, get it. How often are you doing ossobucos at all?
Probably like once a year, twice a year.
Exactly.
Yeah, not often.
Yeah. So it's like an exclusive thing. So I mean,
Yeah.
anytime that happens, I like that. That raises my eyebrow. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have social accounts, so follow.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
you really should pay attention to our Instagram, because our Instagram has a lot of the stuff that we do on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's good
A lot
to
of
keep track
our
of.
drinks and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That we're
Any
working
promo
on.
codes people can find, or secret
No.
recipes, or behind the scenes fun?
No, just our Instagram.
Okay.
Really.
Add
We're
some.
working on it.
Add
though.
some more of that.
We're trying to get our website updated as we
Yeah.
speak.
Okay.
And
Perfect. Yeah, but I mean, Instagram is just great for introducing staff. I've seen a lot of good. That seems like a good technique with a lot of brands. Like here's our staff. Meet this person, because your locals know who they are.
well, we try to really just use it to show off our food and drink.
Yeah.
Well,
We
and you
thought
could do
about
that.
Yeah.
But
sure.
but there's other things to use it for. I mean, I kind of like to see that. Just me and long doggers. They do that pretty successfully with having their girls, and they introduce their girls, whatever. But however you use it, just keep using it. Make sure that when we send you clips from this podcast,
We'll post.
make sure you tag us when you post it. Yep. And that goes for everybody else. We'd love to see what you're eating, what you're buying, where you're eating it at. And you could always tag us in those posts as well. Let us get to know more about you. And anybody up for next week so far that we could promote tonight?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So we're going to leave you in suspense for tonight.
But it'll be excellent.
Perfect. Well, this drink was absolutely, I mean, I don't want to pick. Don't ask me to pick from both of them because they're both unique in their own ways.
Yes, they're different.
But both of them were like OMG.
Awesome.
OMG.
OMG.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Darleen, why don't you remind everybody how to find us, and we'll go ahead and say goodbye.
Well, definitely, if you are on this podcast on our Facebook Live currently, Please follow us here if you haven't already. And then also our Instagram, which is space_coast_eats, and then Eat, Drink, Play, Brevard, both Facebook and Instagram. And have a great evening.
That's right. Thanks so much. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thanks for
we appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, this is a great episode. Okay, till next time.
Till next
see you on the
time.
other side.
Thanks.